Thank you, I'm Angel Garcia. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, well, just one moment. I'm going to present a tool that we have developed in the Carlos III University. I'm going to give you a bit of background. There existed a need for this to be developed. There are different events such as this one or other events, similar events, at which, such as for example in theatre shows, there is interaction, direct interaction between the person and the audience, and this is in real time. It's not like in the cinema where it's recorded and accessibility can be offered afterwards. But in the case of the sign language interpreter, this has to be done live. So we began to work with these theatre situations. We proposed the idea of doing an accessible theatre show with subtitles and sign language. And during that time, well, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago when we started, the alternatives for subtitling were basically we had stenotyping. The voice was obtained from the actors. It was sent to the place where there was a stenotypist, and it was done that way, and then it was returned to the room and it was transmitted. But if this connection failed, which could happen, or if the theatre didn't have an internet connection or 3G wasn't good, then we could have a lot of problems. And our alternative was to obtain the script, the play, and we would do it as it goes on. The advantage was that, well, those of you that are aware of subtitling, well, on television, the subtitles on television, each person has a colour, so a deaf person can know who is talking at any given time. And compared with the other option, using stenotype system, it's always the same colour. We did a test, and the result was that deaf people preferred the subtitles based on the script itself. It's perhaps not 100% loyal to what is being said, but this was better than the shorthand typist producing the subtitles, because with the colours they could tell who was saying what. And that is what has been the development. And at the start we had this basic idea to see if it would work, and it kind of grew. And it includes sign language right now. Well, what does it consist of? Well, if we give an example, in this case, here we've got the San Sebastian Gala. This is the Goya Festival. Here's another one from San Sebastian. Here we've got a work, a theatre play, and it's the script is loaded from a Word file. It's very easy to introduce. You can define the style, and it's imported. And once it's been imported, there's a module which allows us to position it on the screen, because each screen is completely different, and it may be that some people might want it in the middle, at the top, at the bottom. You can change the font, the number of characters per line, depending on this. And this is done in the theatre where it's going to be projected. It's very simple. The configuration is stored. And following this, if we need audio description, then this would have been previously recorded, and then sign language, which would have been recorded beforehand as well. And according to how the play advances, the different systems are launched for accessibility. The subtitles, which is the most simple element we could say, and the audio description, or the sign language, which is what we're implementing at the moment. We can have different screens, so we could have different languages, for example. We could have subtitles in one language in one part of the theatre and in another language in another. And sign language as well could be offered in different languages, because as you know, there are different sign languages for different languages. So, what did we achieve with all of this? It means that we can have an event of this kind. It basically has a script, and it can be done easily. I can give you an example. There have been different plays that we've done this for, and in the past it took 2 hours to load a script, and now it's just half an hour. So in half an hour they can give you the script, and in half an hour it's in the system. This may seem a bit strange, but as in the case, for example, of the Goya Awards, the script is something very very confidential. You only get it at the very last minute, because obviously the awards are a secret. If we're talking about accessibility through subtitles based on the script, well, we can change from using the script to having a typist. For example, if someone is getting a prize, they're being awarded a prize, and their speech will be spontaneous, it will be improvised, so they can use the typist for that part and then go back to the script that's already been planned. This experience has been very interesting, because obviously the script may exist in different languages, and this can be a benefit to us for people that, well, it helps to increase awareness. All of the people who are present at an awards ceremony such as this, for example, 1,000, 1,500 people, it may be there, they can see the subtitles. The subtitles are perfectly integrated, although here it may look like you can't see them, but you have to bear in mind that in fact this screen was 5 meters. In the case of the theatre, often you hear people say that accessibility is for everybody, because maybe a deaf person needs them, but maybe the speaker turns around and you can't hear exactly what they're saying, and you can quickly glance up at the subtitles and know what they said. In July, in Almagro, at their festival, we're going to have 4 shows with this system, and we have granted it to them freely, and we've just asked for them to give a mention to the system in the press releases and such like.